part 2 of I've lost my 3rd job in the past 4 months. So I got fired today, and I was explaining that I lost it because of TikTok. But my thing is, they were saying that like, oh, you posted these things about your job and like kind of like talking bad about my character, saying that I would talk trash about the company. And I'm like, I would never talk trash about the company on my social media platform. I would never talk trash about anyone. I tell situations that happen and ask if other people are going through it, because I feel like my platform is somewhere where I just want to communicate with people. And if they feel this way, like, awesome. Like, I talked about being lost in my job and feeling like I'm going to be 31. It has nothing to do about my job, but it's about like, do I have passion here? Do I not? And I'm just trying to say, like, I'm feeling sad today. Like, has anyone ever felt this way? Again, not talking bad about the job. And they did say, they were like, we lost trust in you because you posted during the day and you were posting TikToks. And I'm like, I make 3 videos. I post 3 videos a day. And I always make sure I do it in the morning, and I make sure I create my content in the morning or at night. And like the things I post is like me going to dinner or me going out to foodie events and stuff like that. I'm like, do you really think I'm doing that right now? So like, I'm so confused. But yeah, so they let me go because I said I was talking bad about the company on my TikTok platform, which I would, again, never do. I love talking about like situations because it's so funny. We're all working right now, and we're all just going through this crazy time where it's like, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? Or like, oh my God, I messed up at work. Or, oh, I have no idea what I'm doing. Or, oh my God, training was so hard. Like, do you guys go through this? Da, da, da. That's all I'm saying, is just life events and just trying to relate to people. And that's why I love TikTok, is you can relate to people and you can tell like struggles and stuff like that. And I don't think that's something that you should get fired for. But I mean, I just wanted to explain again some crazy thing that happened, and this is my 3rd time getting fired. But I also think it is a blessing in disguise, because recruiting and sales is not my passion. I've always been a creative, marketing, creating content, and I feel like I've always just downplayed my skills, and I'm like, I'm not good enough, so I'll just take the easy, quick sales job because it's easy to get sales. Like, I'll just take that, and I'm like, I don't know if that is what I strive to be, and I don't know if that is my passion. And I think sometimes like these situations happen, and you know, I loved it. You know, you get a paycheck, and a lot of people are losing their jobs right now. It's a very scary time, and like that's where I get upset, because I'm just like feeling like scared again. Sorry, but I do think it's a blessing in disguise, and it now gives me time to do the things that I love and what I want to do. And yes, it's hard on my like soul and on my like mental health and like on my like excitement for getting a role, but I do think like these things happen, and I just hope that this guides me to where I need to be and where I belong, and join me on this journey.
So I was fired today and wanted to come on because I feel like, number one, this happens to a lot of people, and I was really blindsided by it. The reason I wanted to come on, number one, is because I feel like this happens to a lot of people, and it's like shocking and a lot to process. You know, you work for a company with people for a long time, and then to like just get a Zoom, or like, this was like a random meeting put on my calendar, and it only showed like my manager on it. I didn't know like the HR person was gonna be on too, and then they just like said it very kind of coldly and then they just read out like the severance stuff and just said like, you know, it's your last day, effective immediately, and then just like log off, and you're just kind of like, what is happening? And I think the problem for me is, so they said it was because of a conflict of interest, and essentially at the start of the year, my husband, who worked at the same company as me at the time, he quit because he didn't, you know, he wanted to pursue other things. And at the time, I remember them being really pissed about it because my husband is really good at his job. He's really good at sales, and they just kind of lost this really great salesperson. So they were blindsided by him leaving. And then one day randomly, my manager called me. It was like, how's it going? Normal conversation. And then he goes onto, like, completely blindsides me, and he's like, so where's Tanner going? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, he's just figuring out what he wants to do. We have a couple real rental properties. And I was like, he's gonna work on, like, managing them, and yeah, like, I don't know, that was, like, it. I just said he's doesn't know what he wants to do yet. He just wants to change, like, what he's doing. And then he's like, well, if he ever works at one of our competitors, then that's good, and you guys live in the same household, that's gonna be a real problem. And I'm like, okay. It was just a really uncomfortable situation, and I felt like my job was being threatened at the time. So I get off the call, tell Tanner about it, and he's like, what the fuck? He didn't have, the balls to ask me directly about what I'm doing. Like, no questions about it to him when they had a conversation on the phone. But he'll go to my wife and try to get information out of her. So that just set him off. So we reported that to HR, had a conversation about it, and it was fine, moved on. I, like, reviewed the handbook and everything, and it didn't say anything about, like, family or spouse working at another company. So flash forward to, like, April, May, and Tanner came out on LinkedIn and said he's working at this adjacent company now, and I'm guessing that's what set them off, because I got let go because of a conflict of interest. And it's because my husband works at a competitor company. My husband, not even me. And I'm just trying to process this. So, like, I went back to the handbook, and they added that your family cannot work at a competitor. Your family cannot work at a competitor. What?
Guess who just got fired via phone call? Me! I was a forestry technician for the USDA Forest Service, and my crew dealt with timber sales and management. So think salvage sales, wildfire mitigation, American lumber product, forest and ecosystem health. So I was still in my probationary period, and I was 3 months away from getting my 1 year. I have put 5 years of my career into public service and natural resources, and this is how we are getting treated right now. Now, my supervisor can't answer any of my questions, like what's going to happen to my last paycheck because they're going to log us out and we won't be able to put in our time. What's going to happen to my health insurance? Am I going to get my separation form, my final one? Because I need that paperwork to apply for unemployment. And these are not merit-based firings. All of my performance reviews my entire career have been stellar, nothing under fully successful. And the legality of this is questionable at best. So I guess if anybody knows any good federal employee lawyers or anyone I can talk to about this, because yeah, this is definitely making my life a lot harder right now. I had to get put on anxiety medication because of all of this stress. It kind of felt a little bit like a weight was lifted off my shoulders when I got the phone call, because now I don't have to worry if I'm going to be fired anymore because it already happened. But, just fucking ridiculous. It's very much giving tech bro layoff. And for those who don't know, there are certain processes and procedures that must be done before a reduction in force can be enacted. And according to my supervisor, they had zero prior knowledge that this was about to happen. So let's see what happens next, I guess.
Well, y'all, I need another job. Just got fired. Boss fired me because I'm in the bathroom. I had the boo-boo. I come out the bathroom. This man talking about some, where you been? I've been in the bathroom for 45 minutes. I had the boo-boo. So you were in the bathroom boo-booing for 45 minutes to an hour. Bro, how long you think boo-boo take to come out? I couldn't rush it. Like, you want me to do a good job? I can't do a good job when my stomach hurt. I don't know. I guess y'all boo-boo quick or something. I don't know. Because mine, I gotta get it out. Mine ain't gonna fire me, bro. So y'all gonna have to find somebody to give me a job that don't mind people boo-booing in their bathroom, because it's over with for me. I had to go, bro. I'm sorry.
I know you're pretty frustrated frustrated right now.
Because I have 3 kids that I have bills to pay for. So I just put in my 2-week notice at my job. I was very polite about it, and I told my team lead last week that I would be leaving next month. Completely understood, and when I was ready to, oh, they're calling. Let's see what they have to say.
So wanted to call and meet with you. Whenever an agent within the account review team does give their notice, we have to accept that immediately. I know you're pretty frustrated right now.
Because I have 3 kids that I have bills to pay for. I'm livid. So I just want to make sure, like, yes, I'm being terminated today because I'm going to have to try to file for unemployment. I'm not resigning as of today. I was resigning as of August 12th. So if you're telling me I'm being let go today, that means I'm being terminated as of today. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. We are separating your employment today. Due to the sensitivity of the stuff that we work with in this department, whenever a 2 weeks notice is provided, we have to accept it immediately. We are going to go ahead and proceed with the separation today. Honestly, wish you well.